Everyone spends months preparing for labor, but not so much time preparing for the weeks after birth. Looking back now, there are 6 things that made a huge difference for my 4th trimester. Some of them I did prepare beforehand, some of them I stumbled across on the go. But regardless, if you are expecting a baby or maybe you're in the manicness already, I hope some of these can be helpful. Hi, my name is Emma. I am a mum to a now 8-month-old, time flies, and I'm also a pre and postnatal yoga teacher. I just love everything around cycles and pregnancy and birth and beyond, and now motherhood. So if any of those things sound good, then please do subscribe to the channel. In this video, I'm going to talk about 6 different things that really helped me in the 4th trimester. They are mindset, going out, using a carrier, co-sleeping, breastfeeding, and elimination communication. Motherhood is totally different for everybody, but I'm just sharing my own experience and what really helped me. I'm gonna start off with mindset. I'm a very positive person, and I think there is almost no area of life where mindset can make a really massive difference. I had so many people telling me, oh my God, the newborn phase is crazy, it's like horrendous. And what if you go into it with that expectation, then I don't think you are gonna have a good time. Go into it preparing for the worst, but expecting the best. I spent time on Pinterest making little vision boards of how I envisioned that 4th trimester. Do whatever works for you. You can write down little quotes, print out little pictures, but mindset is really going to help you out. Yes, the 4th trimester is hard, but it's also full of magical moments like the newborn scrunch and milk-drunk faces and just hours on the sofa cuddled up with your little new being. It's magic. One particular piece of advice that I found that I loved was, if you're having a bad mothering day or fathering day, then imagine that you've time traveled from when you're old and all you wanted was just have one more day with your baby, because years down the line, you're going to dream and wish that you could just have one more day when your baby was this big. Going out. So this one is maybe a little controversial because I feel like a lot of mums have been told not to take their babies out for a set amount of days, partly because of you don't want your baby to get sick. And while this is a totally valid reason, I think it can just help you so much for your mental health to get out of the house. It certainly did for me. And you can start really simply just going for a 5-minute walk, going for a 10-minute walk, maybe going to a cafe, getting a takeaway coffee, and maybe being able to sit down in the cafe for 10 minutes. And just gradually build it up, meet a friend outside, go do a little bit of grocery shopping. But I would say avoid crowded areas and try to stick to open air as much as you can and as much as the weather allows. I also think it's very beneficial for baby to, one, set their circadian rhythm so that they can learn quicker what day and night is, and that comes from exposure to sunlight. And secondly, just for baby to gradually experience new things. I think that was part of the reason that I stayed remarkably quite sane in the 4th trimester, was I was out and about walking with my baby all the time. I was blessed with good weather, but give it a try, see how you feel. Okay, quite related is carriers. So I embraced carriers. I knew I was gonna really give this a shot before my baby came, and she became a total carrier baby. I started with a soft wrap carrier. I got mine from Kia Babies, which I'd recommend. And you just wrap it around you. It's very soft, and it grows with your baby. Like, you can even have really tiny newborn babies in there safely, as long as you follow the safety tips. And I'll try to remember all of them. There's an acronym. I'll put it here. But there's things like you should be able to, close enough to kiss was one of the tips. So you should be able to kiss the top of your baby's head. And there's a bunch of different things, and it will depend on what carrier you have. But the soft wrap carriers are definitely much more newborn friendly than structured ones. My baby wasn't happy or comfortable in a structured carrier until 3 months, I think. And then I moved to the Ergo Baby, which then was more supportive for my back. And now she's still in it at 8 months and loves it. The benefit of carriers is that you can go out of the house with your baby, even if they're not very happy in a stroller. So I did really try to get my baby used to a stroller at the same time as well, but she was not having the stroller, but very happy in the carrier. And if we didn't have the carrier as an option, I don't know, we would have just stayed inside pretty much. You're also able to do more in the house. So in the early weeks, Marvy, my baby, was able to happily sleep in the wrap while I did housework, I was cooking. It got for me a little more challenging later down the line, that she wouldn't sleep quite so easily. I had to be a bit more quiet and careful. But you can get more done if your baby is in a carrier. Plus, sometimes carriers are just much easier than a stroller. Let's say you're in Europe and you're going to be taking public transport, or there's stairs around. Baby's not very heavy, and it's very easy and comfortable and light to just pop them in the carrier. Okay, this is a controversial one. We are on to co-sleeping. So I did a lot of reading on co-sleeping, and I went into the 4th trimester knowing I was going to try to co-sleep. And do your own reading, do your own research. A great resource for me was La Leche League's sleep book. What's it called? Safe Sleep? Anyway, I'll put it here as well. That was a great book to read. And also there was a statistic from Emily Oster's book, Crib Sheet, and I'll find the statistics there. I'll do my best, or I'll take a picture from the book, which showed the sort of facts from research on safety and co-sleeping. But for me, I knew I wanted to go into this co-sleeping because I wanted to have the maximum bond with my baby. So having a secure attachment, feeling fully bonded to my baby, also for my own postpartum experience, that I have as many of those loving hormones, oxytocin flowing through me, and that my baby feels as safe and calm as possible. And also I wanted to have the best sleep I could, and from my reading I felt that co-sleeping was the best way to achieve the best sleep. And I'm still co-sleeping now at 8 months, and I love it. I just get to have amazing cuddles with my tiny baby. We have amazing sleep. She wakes up in the night, but then I breastfeed her to sleep, and we fall asleep within 2 minutes most of the time. So it's just something, I think that made my postpartum experience much better. I think it also helped my baby to adjust. They've been in the womb, cradled by you for 9 months, and then to expect them to sleep totally on their own with their mum not there, for me that seems crazy. And throughout most thousands of years of human existence, and still in many places in the world today, co-sleeping is the norm and natural, even amongst all other species of mammal. So I understand that there are some safety considerations with co-sleeping, so do your reading, make sure that you're doing it safely if you're going to do it. But to me, co-sleeping just felt like the most natural thing, and it ended up really working for us. So check it out. Even if you really think, I definitely don't want to co-sleep, still read on it, because you might just suddenly get desperate, or you have a baby that just will not sleep anywhere but with you. It happens, so make sure you know in advance how to do it safely, in case in a moment of desperation you say, fine, I'm going to try it. Make sure you know how to do it safely. If you're enjoying the video so far, please do give it a like or subscribe. It makes a huge difference. And thank you for watching so far. Let's get on to the next tip. Breastfeeding. So I'm going to highlight first some of the problems and how I solved them, and then I'm going to probably rant a little at the end about how much I love breastfeeding. So I didn't have the easiest start. The first 2 months were pretty rough for me, but it got much better, and now I love breastfeeding, and I'm so glad I pushed through. But there are a bunch of things that you can do in advance / in the early days to set yourself up for success. So, first of all, if you can visit a lactation consultant before you give birth, I highly recommend it. I managed to see one before and after birth, and it really helped a lot. Also get this book, The Art of Breastfeeding by La Leche League. It is a Bible. It's amazing, and it's just really nicely written and helped me in so many moments. Then, pack in your hospital bag / alongside your hospital bag a breastfeeding pillow. I love my breast friend. Marvi is now growing out of it at 8 months. She doesn't really fit on it anymore, but I've used this so much. It means that I'm not slouching. The fact that it clips on means that baby isn't falling through this gap, and a lot of the time I could be hands-free to read a book or even work on my laptop or whatever. Just get one. Hospital was so hard for me, stacking loads of pillows. I was uncomfortable. I didn't bring it to the hospital. I should have. And check my video on things to bring in your hospital bag if you're still pregnant. Also, you can get a nipple balm and some silverettes. These are to help with healing, or just sort of comfort for your nipples. Because when you start, your nipples are super sensitive. Your baby has never done this before. They might be a natural. You might have 0 pain and no issues, and then amazing and super happy for you. You might have a baby like mine who struggled. She didn't struggle to latch, but she just struggled to latch well. And it meant that I had a few different sores. It was painful, and once you get sores, they're very difficult to heal because baby is constantly breastfeeding. So that's why you should really see a lactation consultant before giving birth, so you are prepared for that first latch, that first day, so that it goes as best as possible, and have things on hand to help you with the healing. My lactation consultant recommended that I didn't wear the silverettes 24/7 because your nipples need to breathe so they don't get infected. So she recommended wear the silverettes during the day, and at night take them off, and then you can use a nipple balm at night if you're up to breastfeed. You are going to spend a lot of time breastfeeding. I had one day I breastfed for 12 hours in the day because I was tracking. That was a big cluster feeding day. So aside from a breastfeeding pillow, have like a little caddy that's next to you with all of your essentials. Have snacks, maybe look up a recipe for lactation cookies, and have a big water bottle, ideally a squeezy one, so that if you're lying in bed at night, then you can squeeze, you don't have to get up basically. Because it's amazing, you can be not thirsty at all. As soon as baby latches, crazy thirsty. So always have water on hand. And just make sure you have everything you need so that you're set up to potentially be there for 2 hours. Also, there's a possibility for mastitis. So mastitis is a clogged duct, and this causes your breast to get hard, red, very painful, and you can get a temperature on top of that and a fever, same. And generally you feel lousy. To avoid this, one is that make sure that you're feeding regularly, because if you're not, if you have like a build-up of milk staying in your breast, this can cause mastitis. But also avoid tight clothing, and nursing bras might, if you're wearing them and they're too tight, this can cause mastitis. And this was my problem, I think. I was wearing nursing bras at night, and my breasts had become so swollen in those first days that the nursing bra was way too tight at night, and I woke up and then I'd have mastitis. And this happened twice. So make sure you have a very nice, cozy, loose option that you can wear, especially for nighttime, especially in those first weeks when you're particularly swollen. Okay, so that's a bunch of the things that can go wrong. I had quite a lot of pain for the first 2 months, but that's all of the things really that you can do to, one, avoid and repair. Why is it amazing? I love breastfeeding now. One, it's an amazing way to bond with your baby. It releases oxytocin so that you have a more positive postpartum experience. Your baby is also having a great experience, and all those lovely milk drunk faces, you can tell they're just in bliss when they're on the boob. It's super convenient and easy. You can just whip out your breast pretty much anywhere, anytime. It's just ready to go, and baby is happy. I think I've been lucky that Marvy wasn't a super fussy or colicky baby, but I think maybe I can count on one hand the amount of times the boob just didn't fix crying or an issue. It's just been an amazing tool. Flying on a plane, boob. She's fussy or whiny, boob. It's just like a magical tool. And especially at night, and this is how it pairs really well with co-sleeping. Once baby gets a little bit older, you can get into a side lying position where you can breastfeed lying on your side. So when Marvy wakes up, she breastfeeds, I just pop the nipple in her mouth, and we both fall asleep within 1 or 2 minutes with her still feeding. And it just makes things so easy. Imagine having to then, okay, she's awake, I need to get up, I need to sterilize bottles, I need to mix the formula, warm it up, blah, 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 blah. So much more hassle. This is just so easy. And it offers a really just calming, lovely break in the day, especially as they get older. It can be a bit hectic following a young, like 8-month-old as she is now. It's getting more and more crazy in the day, following her around as she pulls up on everything, falling over, teething, that you can just say, hey, let's have a feed, and you're both calm for 10, 20 minutes. It's bliss. Finally, elimination communication. So if you're thinking, what on earth is that? You're not alone. This is a weird one, and when I learned about it, I was also like, this is crazy. But then the more I read into it, the more I was like, this might just be genius. So what is it? It's got two components really. One is trying to notice the natural timings of when your baby pees or poops, which may be predictable, or you may see on their face different signs that they are about to go. This can be challenging. This is one big part of it. And the second is then offering them the toilet or the potty. And in the first days, this is what it looks like. You think maybe your baby might need to pee or poop. You might see the face. It might be like, oh, they normally go 5 minutes after breastfeeding or 10 minutes after they wake up. You hold them in a squat position over the toilet, a potty, the sink, and see if they go. And honestly, I think we started this from like first a week, it was like magic. She would just go. And especially in the early days, you have plenty of opportunities to practice because they pee and poop all the time. But we got into a kind of routine where she was I really swear, she was waiting for us to put her into the squat to poop. Pees were just like non-stop. I still don't really know when she's gonna go to pee. But for poops, she was just always pooping when we put her in the squat. And when they're exclusively breastfed, their poop is, water soluble. So it can just wash down the sink. You don't need to do anything extra. It doesn't need to be in a toilet. It's really easy to clean up. It sounds gross before you have your baby, and you get used to poop really fast. So that's what you do. And there are two you get them used to the idea of pooping and peeing by making the sound like a grunting noise to say it's time to poop, and for pee. And the idea is that then you can make that sound and they go, oh, okay, let me see if I need to poop, or let me see if I need to pee. Okay, it's probably still sounding really crazy. Why on earth would you do this? The idea is that you can get them used to peeing and pooping in a potty at a much earlier age. If you're really on it, like sort of the author of Go Diaper Free, Andrea Olsen, she's huge on this. All of her babies were out of diapers before they could walk. Okay, I don't think that's gonna happen for us. We're not that hardcore on it. But what I think it will help is that she is already used to a potty from 8 months, that she's not going to have this huge aversion. It's not going to be a big deal to then introduce her to a potty where she's like, I think a lot of toddlers are like, what on earth is that? I'm used to going in my diaper, no thank you. So for me, this is the biggest plus, and I haven't been super hardcore on it. But also, isn't it amazing if you can use less diapers? Because diapers are a mess. If she actually poops in her diaper, it's a disaster. If she poops in the potty or the toilet, it's a miracle. So easy. So for us, it's been great. I really think it helped her to poop in the beginning because they have a lot of gas, and getting them in that squat position makes it much easier for them. And the cleanup is just way easier. And it builds a little bit of a relationship between you and your baby, that you understand that they need to go, you're trying to read them, you smile at each other in the mirror. I have so many great memories of my baby pooping in the sink. That sounds so crazy, but it's true. Do some reading on it. I recommend Go Diaper Free by Andrea Olsen. Although you could also just watch a bunch of her videos. She's very active on social media. And at the beginning, you don't need any equipment. And then once they get a little bit older and they can sit, you can buy mini size potties. But that's past the 4th trimester and not the purpose of this video. So that's a wrap. They are my 6 things that really defined my 4th trimester. I loved the 4th trimester. I had a great time. That's not to say it wasn't hard. It's hard. Nothing is going to make it easy breezy, but you can make it much easier for yourself. And another kind of just general tip is don't fight nature. Like, if you want to pick up your baby, pick up your baby. If you want to just stay in bed and cuddle, just stay in bed and cuddle. And I think modern society is teaching us to do a lot of weird stuff. Maybe like elimination communication. I'm hearing it in my head. But I think just feel into your instincts, do what feels natural, enjoy that time with your baby, bond, get close, because it's gonna go by so fast. And honestly, once those 3 months are done, for me, it felt like a brand new chapter opened. I was like, I kind of know what I'm doing now. And I didn't feel like I needed to scroll on the internet every day for every tiny thing, or ask other mums a million questions. You get into a flow and things become much easier. You get in your own rhythm. So yeah, I hope you have an amazing 4th trimester. I hope some of these tips might be helpful. But once again, everyone has a totally different experience, and I wish you all the best. Thank you for watching to the end, and please do subscribe to the channel. I'm now back to creating videos. Super happy about that. Yay! All right, see you soon. Have a great day. Bye.